being hot, being successful, being talented doesn't mean that you won't get cheated on. Beyonce, Queen Bee, got cheated on. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna call this Rosa Rants. And basically, I'm just gonna be sharing what's on my mind. So we all know about the TheWizardLiz cheating scandal, about how she was 4 months pregnant, engaged to Landon, and unfortunately he messaged someone else on Snapchat trying to link up. Didn't cheat that well because that person was really grounded in, I thought you were married. I see an engagement ring. Unfortunately, this is a truth for a lot of women. So it's not to say that men will never be loyal, because you don't want to put that energy out into the world that men aren't. Because guess what? You create your own world, and what you put out is what you attract. As above, so below. It's a hermetic law. I will keep on saying this because it has to do with everything in life. The same way that the food that you put into your body, how you're nourishing yourself, is also what shows up. If you're not inputting sleep, you're gonna look tired. You're gonna have the bags under your eyes. You may break out with acne. So as above, so below, as within, so without. And I also think that we need to recognize where we play a part in this too. Because if we are all technically reflections, which I believe, you may not subscribe to that belief, but I believe we're all reflections of each other. And sometimes we reflect the things that are the not so good parts of us, you know? And sometimes things are just pure contrast. You know, bad things do happen to good people, so I'm not here to deny that that's a thing too. I do believe in contrast. So I was raised in the church, and I know a lot about the Bible, and I still have Bible verses that I keep with me till this day. The Bible, even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in Christianity, there's still things about every religion that you can take from, as they are just simply life lessons. So Romans 8:18, for I consider our present sufferings are nothing to be compared to the glory that will be revealed within us. And essentially that just means what we're going through right now is not gonna amount to the glory that's revealed later. So let's say you lost your job and that's your present suffering. It means that you could be making twice your income next year, in a couple of months. You never know. So if you keep a positive mindset, I spoke in another video about Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law is anything that can go wrong, will go wrong. Well, I believe in anything that can go right, will go right. So when you have that mindset, you're kind of just attracting and opening the door for opportunity. And it may sound crazy, and I'm not telling you to neglect and not look at your problems, but I'm telling you to look at your problems through a specific lens. Wear those rose-colored glasses, but still see reality. Just understand the options that are out there for you. For example, if you're going through something that you can't change, worrying about something is just reliving that negative situation twice. Because if something bad happens, you already went through the same experience. Your body already kind of went through those emotions. What my therapist has told me is prepare for the worst, but expect the best. That way you're not just being, you know, airy-fairy about life in the sense that you're not prepared for when things hit the fan, but you're also not so anxious and worried about things going wrong all the time, because you know if they do go wrong, you have a plan prepared for it. Where was I going with this? If you've ever been cheated on, you know that it can destroy your self-esteem, your self-image, if you let it. Well, I'm here to tell you, don't let it. Don't let them have that much power over you or that much control. Narcissists especially love to see you break down. They love to see you cry. They love to see you give them attention. You know how you remove that? Remove your attention. Remove it. You don't need to send those long paragraphs. Just block, delete. Or one of my favorite things to do is, to be honest, sometimes, unless it's a safety issue, I don't even block them. I just unfollow them and let them see all the greatness that's going on in my life. I've even dealt with someone who, even after I've unfollowed them, they realized and then later unfollowed me. Every time I would post, guess who's in my story views? Every single time, okay? So that means like you're not even following me, you're looking up my name daily, okay? Why you so obsessed with... Let me stop. But no, seriously, you have to decenter your life around men. Your life is not gonna end just because a man doesn't want you, just because a man cheated on you. You have such a short life. Life is meant to be enjoyed. I feel like life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is meant to be experienced. So go out and experience it, explore the world. And okay, I remember what I was gonna say. So going back into reflections, we also have to think about what frequency were we vibrating on to attract that energy into our life. Let me tell you, sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes, and listen, what does fault mean? I believe in responsibility, because fault at the end of the day, like, what does that do for you? Figuring out who to blame. There's still things that need to be taken care of. So I focus more on responsibility than fault. Was it my fault, all the childhood trauma I went through? And I'm not gonna break it down in this video, but I will, as we go on our journey, share some of the things I've been through. Not my fault. But is it my responsibility to heal? So that when I'm in friendships, when I'm in relationships, in my career path, I'm not letting all of that negativity, all of that toxicity, all of my unhealed wounds splatter out and affect everybody else? No, I'm not gonna do that, because it's my responsibility to heal. So we have to think about where we were in our journey. Oh my gosh, my throat. Drink your water, okay? Hold on. No, actually, I'm gonna do that later because I'm comfortable right now. I am a little silly, okay? I just wanted to share that with you guys. This is a Rosa rant. So if you like some things like this, maybe I'll like put Rosa rants in like the title. It's because I really have to plan things out, because I kind of have like a little bit of an ADHD brain where I will yap. So this is essentially a yap video, but I hope you enjoy it. Like I feel more connected in a sense. So I'm not trying to hinder myself. I'm new to YouTube. I just want to see what works, what connects us best. If y'all like the yaps as opposed to like the strict guidelines, then we can do that too. All right. So going back to reflections, what frequency were you vibrating on that had attracted that energy, right? And really look at yourself. Don't be so defensive. Don't be too judgmental either. But take an honest look at yourself and see, okay, well, I guess I was, kind of feeling a little lonely. So maybe I was a little desperate. So maybe I didn't want to recognize the signs of love bombing, even though I know what love bombing is. See, because having the knowledge doesn't make you immune to the situation. It doesn't make you immune to pain. You're not perfect. You're a human being. You're gonna go through things. But the key is to listen to your intuition every single time. And it's hard, especially when you're like, I want this, I haven't been with somebody in so long. I personally had times where I've been single for 6 years, celibate, and it was a beautiful thing. It's really not that hard when you're focused on what you need to do to level up your life, level up your dreams, level up your family and your personal development. It's not that hard. I feel like a lot of times we're focused on the wrong things, or we don't have any focus at all. So we literally take what comes into us. If you get into a taxi and the taxi says, "Where are you going today?" and you say, "I don't know, just drive." Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna drive, they're gonna run up the meter, it's gonna be really expensive, and you still have no direction. You still don't know where you're going. One of my favorite lines from a song by Oshun, Solar Plexus, says, "If you ain't knowing where you're going, then you're helpless, because God can't help it when you're knowingly rejecting all your blessings." I hope that was the last line, but if not, it still kind of fits the vibe. Shout out Oshun. But no, it's so true. Like, we have to help ourselves. If you believe in the universe, if you believe in God, you need to help yourself first and attract it. You need to step into the path of alignment to be able to attract certain things. And yes, even light attracts moths. It's not gonna attract every single beautiful thing. You just have to be discernment of, okay, this is a moth. He's a moth. He's a red flag. He's love bombing. He's a narcissist. And then not just recognize it, but take action. Listen to it. Listen to your intuition. If you're actually studying yourself and on the path of self-development, self-actualization, you probably are not steering yourself wrong. Your gut is like your second brain, okay? So if there's something in your gut that's telling you this isn't right. I don't care if it doesn't make sense in your mind, go with it. Unless you're mentally unstable, then that's a different thing. We're not gonna do things where, you know, our mind tells us to, you know, intrusive thoughts and stuff like that. But seriously, there's times I've saved myself from situations. There's times I've been given opportunities where I'm just literally walking down the street and I'm supposed to turn right and something's like turn left. And guess what? I meet a producer or I meet somebody that is gonna accelerate my life and my career. There's certain things that maybe don't make sense. Just listen to it, trust your intuition. And the more you trust yourself and trust your own word, which is why it's so important not to lie. I believe every time you lie, you are breaking a bond, not just with the person that you're lying to, but you're breaking a bond with yourself. How can you trust yourself? How can your word have power if you're showing yourself that your word doesn't mean anything? So when you go and say these affirmations in the mirror, your brain is like, okay, but you lie every day. So this is just another form of you lying to yourself. Yeah, so this is a rant, but yeah, I just want us to look at the fact that we also attract situations. We also create our own problems, but once we realize we create our problems, we realize we can create our solutions. A lot of the times there are signs. There are usually always signs. When people say, I'm blindsided, were you really? Were you? Most of the times you weren't. It's hard to admit. It's hard to admit that you knowingly went against your intuition. You knowingly went against your gut. You saw things that you knew didn't add up and you still continued to be in the same situation. It's tough. It's kind of like saying that you don't respect yourself. You don't trust yourself. And that's why it's hard to admit. But if we were to just trust and respect ourselves, guess what? We'll walk out of that situation first time. Because the more you let things slide, the harder it's gonna get. When people shenan once, they're gonna shenanigan. They are, because people literally test you and you teach people how to treat you. You do. If someone disrespects you one time, that is not your fault. But it's like the quote, fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Fool me 3 times. Let me stop. But shout out J. Cole. Okay, I'm so well-rounded. That's something that you'll get to know. Like I said, these Rosa rants will show more of my personality and be a bit longer and like more casual conversation. The other videos, I kind of just want you to learn from, and like it's very practical and straightforward, no fluff. I'm not saying I'm being fluffy here. I'm being jazzy, which is a kind of an inside joke, if you know, which you'll know later down the line. But yeah, so those are just some little gems that I wanted to drop with you on this Rosa Rants. And I hope that anything stuck with you. Please let me know. This is a conversation, like I said, a casual conversation. This is not me preaching. So this is a dialogue open to anything that you have to share in the comments, anything that you think can add to this conversation, any questions you have about me, what types of videos you would like to see in the future. And yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for being here. I am currently at only 9 subscribers making this video. So if you want to be a part of the journey and add to that, I will greatly appreciate that. But only subscribe if you want to watch. I'm not here like begging for subscribers. Like I was told to not even ask for it. But yeah, sometimes we forget. So if you want to connect, you know where to find me, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, I forgot. You're supposed to be like, watch this next video. But seriously, if you like this content, watch this next video. I'll figure out what should go here. You'll see the video pop up here. It'll be a good video. That's all I know. So see you there.